Good morning, um, YouTube land. D-Roy Cruz here. Um, Starving for a bologna sandwich. I'm going to toast the bread and sizzle the bologna a little bit. And I got some pepper jack cheese, and I'm gonna put the cheese between two pieces of bologna on some slightly toasted bread. I can taste it. Oh, it's not something I eat every day. But I got a taste for one right now because when I went shopping this time, I got me some bread. I don't eat bread. I stopped eating bread because, the sicknesses that I've been having lately, trying to struggle with diabetes. So even carbohydrates that are good for me, I've been keeping them out of me. But, you know, I've been eating peanut butter and jelly this week, and I feel great. I've been eating, bologna sandwiches, and they don't, make my belly swell like other types of food and stuff, and stuff. But this one here, and this time of day, is perfect. It's just going to make my day. Okay, whatever makes your day that is non-sinful, whatever makes your day that is non-sinful, please do that. Whatever makes your day that is non-sinful, please do that. Okay? Um, I want to talk real quickly about something that's been on my mind that people don't realize. You realize it, but you don't talk about it. One of the things that we have in this country that ruin us as men chasing women and women chasing men and marriage and that is we don't study, we don't research the very things. I like it dark in this room. I don't know if this is good enough. I mean, you don't need to see me all lit up. I could turn the light on, but it's sunrise out there right now, and the light is starting to. The sun just came out, and the light shining through my window. So I think this is good enough. But anyway, here we go. What makes. Let's start off with the way women view men. And this is one of the things that get a lot of women in trouble, and women judge men for this. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to use a little bit of light because the sun coming out through my closed curtains is starting to. Let me see something here. Okay, that's a little better. I like it dark, but not so dark you can't even see my eyes. I look like a monster. I look like a monster anyway, but you can't see my eye. You can see my crooked mouth. Okay, I even look more like a monster. But anyway, um, the thing is, let's start off with the way women are attracted to men, and it baffles me, and it's dangerous. Because women look at their attraction to men and they judge other men that don't have that gift of attraction. And see, attractiveness and your body are two different things. You can be the most wonderful, loving woman in the world and be obese. This is why in my life, and what I hate is you know, like if you got a woman around you, whether she's a co-worker or whether she's a woman at your church or a woman at school, okay? You got a woman around you that you like to talk to that is obese, okay? One of the things that we do here in this country, especially this country, and well around the world, but mainly this country, Um, because to say that obese women are wonderful women to talk to would mean that. Now I said women's attraction to men, but I'll get there in a second. Um, if you have an obese woman that you like to talk to, um, and I'm that kind of person. I talk to everybody. This is why I talk to everybody. I don't look at somebody's appearance. And the problem with women being visual like men, men are visual for a reason. Because number one, God wired us like that. And women know that. Okay? But they try to act like God has nothing to do with this. Okay, before I get angry. Okay. One of them things that drives me nuts. Okay. If you know someone that you love to talk to that is obese, a woman, okay, and sometimes men too. She's a beautiful woman at heart because not only is she powerful, knowing that she's obese and knowing that she's going to be treated and looked at a certain way in society, she kind of stepped over that hump. She kind of climbed over that mountain and decided that she's going to just love everybody. She's going to give herself to the people around her and just be the sweetest example she can possibly be. There's a woman there that deserves a big fat kiss. She deserves a giant hug. She deserves a rose. She deserves some Valentine's Day candy. She deserves, a check. Okay? Because not too many women in her situation are like that. Especially in the fact that people treat you differently when you're in that situation. Now, I try to be that kind of person. And I know that one of my problems in life is I try to be like her. I try to be the best example of sweetness I can be. And as a man, though, and these are the way people in America look at things. As a man, however, it's cowardice for me, a guy like me, because I'm 5'3.5", to be sweet. It's cowardice. I've had other short men tell me, and I've had tall men tell me. Both tell me the same thing. Like, you can't be laughing. You don't laugh. Don't be thinking everything's funny. I love to laugh. I love to laugh at YouTube. I love to laugh at my boss. I love to laugh at women that are funny. I love to laugh at funny kids. I love to laugh. This image that you see right here on YouTube, me trying to present myself as your life applications officer. So I'm very, 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 radical. But in my personal life, I'm very, very, I love to laugh. And as much as I don't really care about having lots of friends and lots of people around me, you know what I mean? Because then now you done went from being enjoyable to invade my space. Okay, I love living alone. But when I go out in public, I love to get to know people. And I love to make people laugh. And I love to laugh at people. I love to laugh at their kids, their animals. I love to laugh at everything. And some woman told me yesterday that I made her day by my laughter. And she said, "Was that you laughing?" And I says, "Yeah, I apologize." She says, "No, it just made my day." And I'm like, "Okay, you ain't never heard nobody laugh before?" Because I was laughing at my supervisor at work because he was saying some stuff and it was real funny. And if she had heard what he said, she'd have laughed too. She didn't hear him. She just heard me laughing. And she's some new lady there. I don't know if she was, I don't know. Was she trying to flirt? I don't know. Did she just say that to she did come back later and get to know both of us a little bit. She stood there for a little bit and got to know both of us. So, okay. She was just trying to get to know me. Okay, I check. I got it. I get it. Okay. She's trying to get to know everybody in the office because this was her like first time there or something. Okay, whoever she was. Okay. Check. I got it. Okay. But this is the thing. I try, and a lot of us try, whether we be short and stumpy to super obese, it is our job, just like it is other people's job, to be as, and you know what? If you are stumpy, short and stumpy like me, and if you are obese, okay, if you are obese or short and stumpy like me, and you don't have a good personality like that, people will not only reject you, but they will talk about you and how useless you are. They will talk about you and talk about how uncomfortable you make them feel or whatever. But yet at the same time, just because you're all peachy and creamy and lovey-dovey and just love everybody and talk to everybody and try to cheer everybody up, and you say good morning and have a great day, and you're just that kind of a person, that don't mean that they're going to treat you like anything special. And you can be the most nastiest person or the nastiest woman, and because you got good looks, people treat you a certain way. One of the problems that I've had on jobs is that people will say, well, Jack is just being Jack, or Ron is being Ron, or Rhonda is just being Rhonda. That's how they are. And I'm like, keep it at home. Because when you go out here on your journey and you trying to be rough with your coworkers or employees, okay, and you trying to make a name for yourself by trying to be like a little chicken gangbanger, a wannabe gangbanger on the job. You trying to be a gangbang leader on the job, okay? And I'm just using that as an example, okay? People are bound to hate you, but don't let you know. They're bound to look down on you, even though they're looking up at you. They're really looking down on you. And they're telling everybody, well, Ron is going to be Ron, man. Get used to it. Jack's going to be Jack, man. Come on, man. Don't give him a right to talk to me like I'm his little red-headed stepchild. Don't talk to me like that. You know what I mean? And we seen this on the job, and you know what I'm saying? I know people. In every job I've ever had, there's people who are doing that. And a lot of times it's short people. This is why I don't support short man syndrome, because short people have a tendency, and then they say, well, they don't say nothing about tall people syndrome. Tall people syndrome is whenever you feel like you're going to treat somebody differently because they're a certain height lower than you. Like if you're like over 6 feet tall, okay, and you say, well, okay, 6 feet, people that are 6 feet tall or close enough to it, I can deal with people that like that. But when you are like 5'5" and under, why are you here? What do we need you for? And that's their attitude. Like, they talk to you differently. There's a guy at my job, okay, that's like, actually my manager, the manager of my department, he's like 6.5 feet tall. He's basketball player size. And he's almost 7 feet tall. Okay? He's tall. But the problem is, and I found out it's not just with me, it's with everybody my height. And even women even women that are small, he gets like, he knows that he can get in trouble for how he handles himself around women. Okay, if his attitude of, if he doesn't find you attractive for whatever reason, this is the kind of attitude that he displays. Okay, and some people, he was attracted to them until they had a fight, and now they don't get along. But when I say attraction, I don't mean like attraction, men and women, but attractive enough to where you want to be like all cool with them, cool slide with them, talk about the horses, talk about the grandchildren, whatever. Okay, that kind of cool. But you don't just have short man syndrome, you have whatever it's called when you have tall man syndrome too. Now, to claim that there's short man syndrome, but you don't have the opposite for people that are tall, you're fooling yourself, because it's true. It's a real thing. And I've met a number of people in this world. Now, I've met people that are extremely tall who think they got to baby me all the time, and it's like, you know what I mean? They baby me like they baby their kids, and I'm like, I don't need you. Like, where were you at when I was a short man in high school? Okay, where were you at when I was in middle school? Where were you at when, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, I wasn't born yesterday. I don't need you to baby me. Okay, I've been married and divorced, and all my kids are taller than me. All my grandkids are taller than me. Where you at, man? Where you at? You need to come take a walk in my shoes before you go to babying me. You want to have my back, that's fine, but don't baby me, because I've been like this all my life. You know what I'm saying? Does it give me a low self-esteem? Thank God that I'm saved. I don't know what it's like for friends of mine that are ending up in jail over this issue. Okay? But, I have guys that are almost like my twins. They're in jail because people kept pushing their button, and they had to drop a weight wherever they got it from. They had to drop weight on them. Okay? They had to put somebody in the hospital. You know what I mean? They went after people and stuff for, and I know guys, like when I was coming up in Job Corps, I know guys who would, like, you can say whatever you want to say to me. It hurts, it's embarrassing. Just don't put your hands on me. But I know guys that, you can say whatever you want to say to them. You can say you just say, hey, my man, little sport. They go off. Now, me, I will address you about it, but I won't, go off. When it comes to what people say to me, I use the book. But putting your hands on me, okay, now that's different. That's a totally different, universe, okay? But the problem with this, women's attraction to men is that women are always expecting men to hit on them. And even if, this is my problem with it, even if the woman is married, or even if the woman has a boyfriend, she wants you to come and flirt with her, depending on how you look. Until you cross that line, then she got to show you her ring, or she got to tell you that, oh, my boyfriend will be picking me up a little bit, or whatever. And this is a problem with today's women. It's been like this for a long time. This is the problem with women. Like, if whatever your man did to settle you down with him, you lose what other men have to offer. But women try to have what you have to offer, as well as what their boyfriend have to offer at home, or their husband have to offer at home. And I see women do this that are married, as well as women that have boyfriends. And this is bad. This is really bad. It really makes me look down on women when they have this kind of attitude. And like, women are always, it always comes back to me. Oh, well, they think you stuck up. They think you this. They think you that. I said, dude, I'm very careful around this girl. The girl sits there and waits on her boyfriend to pick her up every day. So what am I supposed to do? Sit there and talk to her about Jesus, let's per se. And then her boyfriend goes to pick her up, and I'm standing there, talking to her about Jesus. So, okay, I'm supposed to play this game where, like, I'm allowed to talk to her, after she's been working 4 hours. But I'm not allowed to talk to her when she's off the clock, waiting on her boyfriend. Is that the game we play? See, to me, any woman that I'm married to, she better not be talking to guys at all. Except to say, there's so much money in your account, such and such is going on the 5th floor. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much for what you did. I appreciate it. Oh, that's the picture of your wife. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, thank you for the rose. Oh, thank you for the gift. Oh, thank you. That's it. The thought of my wife blushing and having these long drawn out conversations with a man at her job, to me, is unfaithfulness. Okay? It's unfaithfulness. That's just me. Okay? And to me, it's Bible as well. But women, first of all, are attracted to men that have the gift of gab. Not good, ladies. Not good. But then, they're also attracted to men that, don't speak. They're attracted to men. They're attracted to men that are in prison. And I've heard women even in the church talk about this crap. Like, oh, well, men that are in prison seem to be attractive because they have that aggressive thing that a woman needs. It makes her feel safe for a man to always be ready to get gangster about everything. This is how he gets women, dear. And just once he gets you, that don't mean he's going to stop and not get gangster with other women and get them too. A man's ability to get a woman is not an attraction. It's being lucky. It's a gift. It's not an attraction. And once he utilizes his gift to get her, he does not get to use that gift until he's broken up with her. And he's out on the market looking for love. Okay? But see, women got to be careful. Their attraction, this is why you can't put women on a pedestal when it comes to them being judges, or critics of character. You can't put a woman on a pedestal for that. Now, I've said in other videos that women pay attention to detail, okay, and, But, for example, okay, let me take it back, because women paying attention to detail, okay, let's say a guy's shoes, okay? Let's say a guy buys shoes all the time, but he has certain times of the year that he buys shoes. So if he buys a nice pair of shoes that cost him something, and the shoes start to look old, they're not nasty and dirty, they just look old. He doesn't want to buy shoes because he has all this plan in his budget, because he's going to spend $100 and some on shoes or more. So he wants to, women, they say, well, women are, the first thing a woman looks at is your shoes. Then she works her way up from the bottom. She's looking at your package, knowing that she's not going to see anything, but she looks at it anyway. Look here. Let me start off with the shoes. When you look at a man's shoes, you know nothing about him except the way he spends money on shoes. That's where it stops. He's either lazy about spending money on shoes, or he don't have lots of pairs of shoes because he don't feel he needs a lot of pairs of shoes. I have more than one pair of shoes. Okay? But none of my shoes are more than like $100 and some. That's the most I ever spent on a pair of shoes. And y'all laughing because this was 2023. But I don't care if it's 2027. Okay? Until the price for an average pair of shoes goes up to $150, I will never spend $200 on a pair of shoes. Okay? I spend money on shoes according to the cost of living. But I've noticed women judge men for the kind of shoes they're wearing. And some guys, like, are queer. They're looking at your shoes and they're saying, dude, them shoes, what about them? They're black. They go with my uniform. They're casual. They go with my uniform. Okay? And I hate to be focusing on the job, but you know what I mean? I haven't been to church in a while. The job is where I connect socially with people. Other than my Uber driver, in the job, and I haven't been to church in a while, so this is how I connect socially, my job. This is why I'm using this as an example. I could use other examples, but that's not what I've been going through lately. Lately, it's like go to work, come home, and that's it. Okay? But I promise you, within the upcoming months, and maybe a year or two from now, my social life will be totally different. I promise you. But anyway, right now, all my social life is basically at my job, which I don't believe in making my job my social atmosphere. Some people do, and they get themselves in trouble like that. I'm not going to do that. But anyway, just using my job here. People talking about your shoes. Okay? Ain't none of their business. But, women, and I was, I grew up, I told you this before, I grew up in a house full of women. And women would talk about my shoes. If my mama bought me a pair of shoes back when I was a teeny beanie, she bought me a pair of shoes, all the women in the house would come downstairs and look at my shoes. And they'd be like, why didn't you get the such and such pair, Those were on sale and they're better looking. And why didn't you get them the such and such pair, you know what I mean? Like, why didn't you get him the Converse? Because they got a shoe like this that's Converse is only costing you like probably about $50 more. Why didn't you get him this? Why didn't you get him that? And then others are like, wow, those shoes are cute. Where'd you get them at? And so, I got to free up space here. I got so much stuff on my computer right now that I got to free up space. I got a lot of downloads on here, so I'm going to cut this video short. But anyway, I'm going to get on men's attraction to women in the next one. But right now, I'm just saying, like, women attraction to men is really, 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 really out of touch. It really is. It's not really in touch with reality. And just because a man doesn't have money, in closing, right now to blow, just because he's not six figures or more right now, that don't mean he won't be six figures in the next few months, or within 5 years from now he won't be six figures. This has nothing to do with love. This has nothing to do with anything. This is just women's lack of understanding attraction that really deals with reality. Being attracted to a man's gift of gab is not reality. That can go anywhere. Being attracted to a man's shoes is not reality. It can go anywhere. You don't know what you're missing out on when you reject men for one little small thing, and you don't know what you're getting yourself into when you say some things that are vulgar and gangster that'll get a man jail time. Okay? You don't realize how much they'll get you in trouble or get him in trouble. Okay? You need to chill with that crap. Okay? You need to base a man's attraction on his moral character and his love for people, his care for other people. A lot of women feel that as long as a man is good to them, okay, that's all that matters. But if he roughed somebody up out on the street because, you know, he bumped them and they got words about it. He knew the dude was sorry. He knew the dude didn't mean to do it. But because the dude didn't, you know, beg him to forgive him, okay, he want to rough the dude up because he can. Not because he needed to, but because he can. Okay? A guy like that is eventually going to start beating on his woman. And so women shouldn't be attracted to a guy like that, because even though she might feel that that's cute, that makes her feel safe and protected because he has that, you know, pit bull kind of attitude. Okay? The thing is, eventually it's going to affect her. Okay? And she should not endorse. I like a woman that would slap her husband in the face for slapping another man for just bumping him, or just saying hello to his wife, or whatever, or, you know, something that was totally innocent. Okay, he decided to come over there and be gangster about it. You know what I mean? Thank God that people that really know how to fight, you know, think twice before they go to putting their hands on